Hello, let's go. It's Saturday the 2nd of March. I'm a day early doing my Sunday morning market breakdown for the previous week. I have plans now tomorrow, so I thought I'd get in a day early. Yesterday I spent the day reviewing the monthly trade ASR self-review, going over trades taken, trades missed, any errors made, the routine tracker, my journal, putting that all together, and overall we had a positive month. I started using the Trading Edge dashboard journal, which is psychology specific, and I've reverted back to using TradeZeller just to record the Funded Engineer £100,000 challenge, as that is more P&L or set up for P&L specific stuff, where the Trading Edge is more for my master accounts to track psychology, and my routines and whatever else, missed trades, errors made, etc. So I'm looking forward to breaking down this last week with you. Overall the month was very positive. I finished on the dashboard, it says I finished on 1.2% positive on my master accounts. However, I didn't start using the dashboard until the 14th, 15th, so I think it's roughly around about 3% overall, because I was in drawdown. This has now brought me back to nearly break even. So I think it's close to 3% overall, but obviously not been recorded for that, and I'm not sharing my dashboard and my master account stuff anyway, so it's pretty irrelevant. But overall I'm satisfied and happy that the month has been a positive month. I've been a lot more disciplined, even though there hasn't been as many trade setups as I'd like, and I have missed a few. Normally missing a few leads to later down the line to some FOMO and to some fear and greed increases and whatever else. So I've been pretty disciplined. I've journaled very well, and obviously I received the Funded Engineer £100,000 account back on Monday, but by the time I had it loaded on, I did do a breakdown on Tuesday, a bit of an update. By the time I'd had it all loaded, I'd missed the first trade taken that I took on my master account, which isn't a bad thing, which is fine. It's part of the parcel. I am grateful that the Funded Engineer dashboard had issues, and MetaQuotes had obviously given them some grief, and they've had to change, and because the 2 or 3 weeks that it was down were 2 or 3 weeks where I potentially would have took trades that would have had the account in drawdown, and I would not be as far ahead as I am with it now. Current stats are it is up 2%, just over 2%. It was a little bit higher, but I lost a trade later in the week last week. So let's go in and have a look at the trades that were taken on from the beginning of last week. So the first trade that was taken on the Funded Engineer account was Euro Japanese Yen. And looking at the set itself, the beginning of the week we were looking at this harmonic on the Monday, a really large sort of peak formation type price action. TDI extremes to the left with this sort of level here. This could have been classed as a reset. However, I think I did have in the back of my mind this being a reset coming down to this previous price, the weekly open, and then it rallied up on higher. This 4-hour harmonic then gave me an indication that we could be looking shorts, and again where it trapped the weekly high, the previous weekly high, which is this wick here, price come up and trap this green dotted line and roll back over and never seemed to break it again. That was a good indication that we'd be looking for shorts for the rest of the week. So this trade here is a level 3. This is a level 3 trade. I didn't take the first entry, which is something we call a intraday safety. So it's a bounce against the intraday 50, so the 15-minute 50 EMA. It retraced back to and wicked through the day open price, which is this white line where price opened in Asia, and the Asian 50, which is the dashed 50% of the Asian range, which is the dash yellow line. Price rolled over. Entry was on the pullback. Stop loss would have been 13 pips. 26 would have been the target. Would have comfortably got that. Later on in the New York session, this is what we call an AR, Asian range bounce. So it's an inducement outside of the Asian range, a pullback, and it normally interacts with the 0, so the bottom and the top, the bottom or the top of the Asian range, or the 50. So it's normally an AR. This is more of an AR ID combination. So price came back, gave us this intraday bounce off the 50 EMA, closed below 13. The RSI crossed the signal line. The shift candle closed below the 13, which is the 13 EMA, and then my entry was in just on the close and on the slight pullback, and it was 16. I was looking for a 2 to 1 here, as it was a clear indication of price moving away from the 3 to 1, so it didn't get it. When price came back and closed on the lower time frame, it closed back above this 13. I took the scratch. I think it was, what was it? It was £143 in profit. So yeah, I took the scratch on that trade and waited for a later. It was getting late on in the day as well. Didn't like this wicking type behaviour off this 00 163,000 number. So anyway, I then waited for the following day, and this is what came back to give me a beautiful M off the 200 EMA. It's a London pattern. First leg is inside the Asian range, second leg is outside, which is a wick above the day open prices and above the previous high that was set in the Asian range. Is an indication of trapping some liquidity. Price closed over. Oh, sorry. Price rolled over and give this pullback candle. Entry was in here, 12, I think it was 24, 20, it was 13 pips, it was 26 pips was the aim. So I took the first, that was one entry, and then the second entry was a pullback again on the shift, the second shift, cementing some more profit down at the low. Then price reversed, gave us this midweek reversal type price action, came back up to test previous highs. Yeah, come back up to interact with this 00 figure again. So yeah, that was that done for this week. So I had some good profit on those two entries. We had a 1500 and a 970. Oh no, sorry, a 1500 and a 732. The same day was a GJ trade, so a GBP, the British pound, Japanese yen. The same day was a similar entry, was an M off the 200 EMA. However, I caught, because I was exposed a good 1% with the EJ trade, I was more cautious taking this GJ trade, and it was a 1-to-1 with a small, it was a 0.5% risk. Obviously, when I'm trading my live accounts, don't really use a full percent. It's only when I'm trading the funding accounts. So yeah, this was an 18 pip stop for an 18 pip gain. The setup with all of this was beautiful again. The only issue I had was the first leg. I would have liked to see some sort of inducement outside of the Bollinger Bands. So I'd have seen like one leg out the band, the second leg inside the band. That would have really cemented the trade for me, and maybe I would have increased the risk. So yeah, it was a 1-to-1 trade, and it played out to the yesterday's low, this blue dash line, and I took profit there. However, it later then came back. It pulled back. I think it was on the 4-hour. It was a 4-hour pullback, which is a trade that I've taken before. This is the 4-hour close. It closed below the nadir of the previous low. I was expecting a pullback, a 50% pullback of this candle, and then a rollover. However, I did enter the 50% pullback, and as you can see, it looks a bit different on the 15-minute. This was 50% of the actual whole range. So it should be around 30 pips. Yeah, so 30 pips was 50% of the range. I entered with a smallish stop loss, However, I wasn't at the charts. Price did roll over, came back. Once it'd done this trapping action of this yesterday's low, had I been at the charts and aware, I would have closed the price out here or again here. So I would have saved probably 20 pips. I wasn't able to watch this trade. I was caught up in something else. So price took my stop loss. And the stop loss was just shy of 1%. So I had the first trade was 1%, just shy of 1%. The second trade that was lost. So the winning so overall, it was a net positive gain. And then later on that week, the Thursday, I took a trade in the pound US dollar, which was a lot of wicking type indecision action. There was no real indication of price. There was a break of the Asian range, sweeping liquidity, and there was a break again above sweeping liquidity. I entered on the 15-minute shift candle, which was a beautiful candle, this red one. It closed back below the signal line, and then with this I entered on the pullback, and with price not being able to continue down, I think the 1 hour closed at the time bullish, so I closed this out for a very small scratch, which was minus £168, and then I later missed being able to get in the second leg, which was here for a 2 to 1 trade. Had I been aware and at the charts, I may have took that exact setup. And yeah, so overall that was a bearish looking pattern, bearish looking momentum. The reason for looking bearish is because this is the level type 3 behavior. And let me get some. The pound and the euro US dollar have been a little bit too indecisive for me recently. But yeah, this looked like typical level 3 behavior. Contracts high, contracts low, move back in, never really retest the high or the low. 1350 cross, which locks a level 1, so I'm looking for a short anyway. I'm trading away from the peak, this being the peak. So yeah, that was a perfect opportunity on the lower time frame. Once the hour closed and it was bullish, I closed that out. I missed the next second entry. But yeah, still bearish at the minute, although the 1350 is crossed back up, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. And there's a bullish Gartley, so this could be the beginning of the reset of another continuation bullish or long, and this becomes a reset. So we'll be looking for a level 1, a trade away from peak, and then level 2 and another 3. So 3 times ADR I'll be looking for in the opposite direction, back bullish. But overall, the week finished with a 2% gain. So £2,026 or dollars. Over £100,000 account, so that's obviously £2%. Sorry. So yeah, the GJ was the biggest loss, which actually worked out with commissions to be 1%, and then the pound US dollar on Thursday was the 0.2%. I didn't trade on Friday. There was no opportunities to get in any entries. But so didn't take anything, nothing gained, nothing lost. So yeah, Tuesday was the scratch trade. Wednesday was the most profitable day. Thursday was, even though we had the loss on Thursday, the GJ, the pound, Japanese yen, the 2 euro trades came in and kept that a net positive day. So overall, very happy with that being the first week back. My goals are to get this across the line, so another 3% is needed to become funded with the £100,000, and I can document that with this channel, and then I'll instantly start another £100,000 account rolling challenge and keep documenting that on here. I'm not sure if anybody would be interested in me keeping this running after to see what happens, or whether I just keep documenting the £100,000 account journey. This is the funded engineer. Funded engineer, look, £2,026, 12 pence. So yeah, current target is 105,000. So yeah, we've got £3,000 target left to do. I want to get that done by the end of the month and a new one started. That would be ideal. This is the current dashboard I'm using, which is Johnny Godfrey's, which is now available to buy through Johnny Godfrey. It has Lots of interesting features. This is the dashboard itself. You've got your London and New York time. It's got monthly stats. So it's saying 1.2 here, but I didn't start trading until the 15th, recording trades. On my master account, I've taken 16 trades. As a daily routine tracker, which is really, really good. I see the most beneficial games. You can adjust this and change it to how you like and what you would like to record. And then obviously this is the trades for this week. It's 0.5. So you've got here, look, 0.5 loss, 0.81% gain, 1.5% gain, 0.175% loss. So yeah, you can go on here. This was a bit of this GJ trade was an impatient trade, price action error. Obviously I took the trade. I'm saying on that I wasn't happy with it because I took the 4-hour pullback, which is something I've done for a long period of time. Especially when it looks like a decent shift candle, but overall I haven't got the data. It's not a nameable pattern. It's not a one of my trades, my setups that I actually trade. It's just something that I've done over a long period of time that I'm not too happy with because I haven't got the data on if it plays out enough to even warrant taking. So something I'm going to look into the future, but for now I'm not going to continue taking these 4-hour pullbacks. They're not nameable. Anything that's not on the plan or I haven't got the data for, I haven't back tested enough, I'm just no longer going to take. But overall I'm really happy with the discipline. I'm really happy with the outcome. It's 2% up. I'm looking for I'll be looking next week for some trades. However, next week is non-farm payroll week, so with the news next week we will be cautiously trading. We're looking at February, we're looking at March. So next week we're looking Monday. Monday the 4th. So what have we got on next week? There's nothing on the Monday. Nothing of any interest on Tuesday. Bit more activity on Wednesday, non-farm employment change. So I wouldn't be I'd probably trade, have a look at London. I wouldn't be trading for the majority of New York until 2 o'clock onwards. Canadian I would be avoiding, and then the 3 o'clock. It's very unlikely I'll be trading Wednesday afternoon. Thursday I don't trade due to, I'll have a look at London session first thing, but the afternoon, because of non-farm payroll on Tuesday and the unemployment rates and the big news in America, price normally chops around on Thursday and Friday. So those 2 days I will be avoiding trying to trade anything with any risk, unless the setup is really there and it's really clear and it's a low risk entry. I'll be mostly gathering data and creating some content. But yeah, so for those who are trading this week, stay safe. Try and avoid that news. Don't be trading any risk you're not going to accept. If you're looking for a journal, I'm obviously currently using this Trades Editor report with you, and I'm still pretty new to it. What I do like about this is each trade you can attach to a playbook. So when you do go into each individual trade, it brings it up here on a chart. There's a little bit like TradingView. You can look at the playbook. This is what I call an M&W off the Mayo. My playbook is here, what criteria it's met, the exit criteria and market conditions. Then you can have a look at your playbooks and execution, attachments and whatever else, what that percentage of this playbook plays out. And then obviously your P&L, the commissions and everything else is all there. So it is very good. I'm very new to it, so I'm not 100% that I'm using it correctly or to its full potential, but it's definitely worth a look. And then if it's psychology, something you struggle with, have a look into this dashboard, the Trading Mental Edge. But yeah, okay, have an amazing week. Seemed to have gone on a lot longer than I intended. I hope there's some value in this, what I've shared with yourselves. I'm excited to get this first £100,000 over the finish line, and get a new one underway. Stay safe, have a good week, take care.